Shall we? This email is a tad long, but you'll see how it's cool.
What a winner.
Greetings, sirs. First of all, I'd like to thank you for helping me get through one of the most harrowing moments in my life. I recently flew into Boston's Logan International Airport, which is one of the most dangerous international airports to fly into, or scariest. It's not really dangerous, but it's scariest. I know.
There's like guys with switchblades.
On a twin-prop, 9-seat Cessna, yeah.
Jets.
That's awesome. Yes.
Forbidden Kingdom.
It's at an airport.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I flew into Logan International on a twin-prop, 9-seat, very good, Cessna, yes, on purpose. Although it was a clear day, it became apparent miles out that this was not going to be a smooth landing. After literally looking over the pilot's shoulder long enough to notice that we were approaching the runway with the plane askewed at a 25-degree angle.
Wait.
Yes, and fighting the urge to vomit down his neck due to the seemingly endless series of stomach lurching drops, I was able to keep my mind off what I was sure was my impending death by your 52nd episode extravaganza. Just as I was sure we were going to end up as fish food in Boston Harbor, Dan's comments about the blacks and Jeff's reaction to it actually managed to make me laugh out loud. So thank you very much for allowing me to laugh in the face of death.
You're welcome, sir.
And I think that should be the new TRS slogan.
Laughing at
It'll
the
make
face
you
of-
laugh in the face of death.
I like that a lot.
Totally Rad Show.
Yeah, quoted by Mark Dalton. Now, after that long-winded segue, what was your most frightening travel moment? Thanks again, Mark Dalton. Jeffrey?
Well,
oh Jesus.
this isn't travel moment from this way. It's kind of travel moment this way. I went skydiving.
Oh!
I don't think I've ever told you guys this
I don't
story.
think so.
You haven't told us the story, but you've told us you went skydiving once.
Okay, this is a good story.
All right.
I'll try to tell it quickly.
scared for you.
So it's a tandem.
You made it, see?
I was in college, I was with a couple buddies, and we were like, God, I've always wanted to go skydiving. Me too, let's just go. Okay, let's just go and not tell anybody. Awesome, perfect. We drive to, I don't know, some place, I can't even remember where it is, Temecula or some weird place.
Nice.
And no offense to people who live in Temecula.
I was just about to say.
So we set up, do the tandem, and they make you sign all like, no matter how I die, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Right, so, okay, go up in the plane, incredible, beautiful, amazing view, 10,000 feet, strapped to the dude, you jump out, you have to do the arch. I don't know if anybody's gone skydiving. You have to do the arch when you get out of the plane.
Seen it on TV.
You do the arch, and then you get to pull the ripcord. So I did the arch. Oh, it's so awesome, it's so amazing. Oh, wind, pull the thing. Well, I don't know if you guys know much about parachutes, but when they come out, they're supposed to go like this.
Yeah.
And then you gently
I know that much about parachutes.
So mine went like this. Right? I mean, I'm oblivious to this. I have no.
You're like, woo,
I'm like,
pull the
yeah,
ripcord, parachuting.
I hear in my ear, I'm gonna need you to do another arch. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. All right, cool. I don't know this. I've never done this before. I don't know what's par for the course.
Yeah, he was
right?
just doing the second arch.
He reaches over on his shoulder and pulls another cord, and my chute goes off. Right?
I'm so scared.
Right? I'm like,
so
back in the arch,
scared.
like, yeah, this is so awesome. And he's like, okay, hang on 1 second, and he pulls the emergency chute, right? Well, needless to say, I'm standing here, so the emergency chute opened fine, and I got to the bottom, and everything was great.
Do you know when he pulled the emergency chute?
Exhilarated, amazing, get to the ground, oh, that was amazing, oh man, oh yeah. And they have this van that comes and picks you up, and then it has to, everybody gets in the van and you have to drive back to the place, right? So my friends have already landed because they got down to the bottom faster than me. They jumped out earlier. And we're on the way back, we're all sitting with the guys, and they're like, oh man, yeah, you gotta buy him a beer. And I'm like, oh, why is that? Well, it's customary to buy the guy who packed your emergency chute the beer if you have to use it, because he saved your life. And then I was like, and like everything, realization, like moment, realizing what happened, thing, second arch, all passing, like it's all like adding, like at the end of Usual Suspects, I'm like, oh no! I almost freaking died. Yeah.
This cup is from Japan.
That was it was not a travel moment this way, it's kind of a travel moment that way.
Yeah, but
almost died.
Yeah. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Amazing skis.
Yeah.
Dan, your parachuting experience?
I actually, in my travel experience, almost died as well. I guess that's what the question was asking. But traveling this way across the country from
Towards
Philly
me.
to LA, with my best friend Amy, driving in the car, she had to go pee in the middle of the desert. Middle of the desert, tiny little road in the middle of the desert. Hear the crickets?
That kind of road.
That's what we heard.
Wow.
Pull over to the sidesies.
Anthony.
There's like a dip on the side, like the road is like up a little bit, and then it goes down a hill.
Yeah.
The thing. So I kind of half pulled over. She goes out, pops a squat, does her business.
Yep.
I'm taking a picture. I was like trying to take a picture of
She's got her pants down. I've got the camera. Normal scene.
I was like infatuated with like football fields or basketball courts in the desert.
Right.
So and there was one right here. So like this is perfect. Pulling over here. She's going to do her business. I'm doing this. All of a sudden.
It's the longest segment ever. by
Okay,
the
wait.
way.
I know. I'm
sorry,
in the
it's my
car.
fault.
It's all
I'm
right.
taking the picture,
Mine's quick.
and then I hear and
Are you trying to make up the
hear
story
this,
or remember it?
I hear this, Dan, and I look at her, and I look in my rearview mirror. Cut to her, popped in squat,
Right.
silence, nothing but the trickle of
Yeah, we
right.
know what you're talking
Silence,
about.
And then
She had 16 snakes attacked her
and then, look in my rearview mirror, a truck transporting a house.
Ooh.
You know what I'm talking about? Where they transport
Yeah,
the entire house?
yeah.
That fills up the entire thing in my rearview mirror. Coming at me is another 18-wheeler truck. There's not enough room on the road for just the one wide thing. It was one quick motion of camera goes down, hand on wheel, hand on the thing, zzz. But my mind says, don't go over the ditch and roll in my Jeep. I didn't want to roll over.
No.
So I only pulled up like a little, I went zip, like a little tiny bit, and I just went, and it was like, it was like unbelievable. She comes back in the car, starts like, it was, I
Wiping
just put
pee all over.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Did you wash?
Oh my God, are you okay?
It was
I need a place to put my pee.
insane. And then we saw up the road, we drove by, and that house was like pulled over and like smoking.
The house
and
was
shit.
pulled over.
It was
Wow.
crazy.
It's like a big house in the front door. It's got a big cigarette.
That house almost jumped out and hit me.
Wow.
So that was almost like Wicked Witch of the West styles.
Wow.
That is
Dan,
amazing.
You shouldn't have worn your striped socks.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Mine is probably much quicker.
I hope.
That's good.
I haven't had a lot of those experiences like that. Most of them happened on my motorcycle back
Oh,
when I had a
wow, yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
And the two that I can remember.
Two?
Well, the first one is
Didn't learn from
the
the
one.
first.
Yeah, I mean, I did dump my bike at one point, but it wasn't. It was sort of stupid, and not that big a deal. But the other one was, you know how like when you're in a car and you see that the light turns yellow. And you're like, oh, I can make that. And so you go through,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Most of us do that. I actually just got a ticket for doing that when it went red and I did that. But okay, so that everybody knows that experience. Now, have you had the exact same experience, except what you do is you're looking at the light and you go, oh yeah, we can make it, buddy. And the guy in front of you goes,
Oh, yeah.
I can't make that light.
I'm stopping.
And it's that 1 second of like, fast, oh, slow, real slow, real slow.
Yeah.
Whoa, you could have made that, asshole, right?
Yeah.
Except that when you're on a motorcycle.
When you're on a motorcycle and you're at Beverly Glen on Sunset and you're
wow.
in the middle of a turn this way through the light,
Oy.
I was on my bike, I don't know where I was going, and you're just zoning in and out, like keeping everything in aware, and I was like turning, and it's like you turn and you're downhill, and then there's the light. And so I was turning and I saw the light and I was like, oh yeah, we can make that. Started revving my engine, guy stops in front of me, and I'm like, well, that was fun. You know what I mean? All systems grab, because that's what you do in an emergency on a motorcycle. You grab and push. You know, 2 hands, 2 feet. My wheels lock up. I mean, this should have been in like Mission Impossible 3. I slide
was.
sideways around the car into the turn lane on only wheels that are locked. I mean, this is all sliding. I was very fortunate
Terrible.
nobody was behind me. I was very fortunate nobody was in the turn lane. I skidded around the guy and stopped in front of his car perfectly at the red light.
So what you're saying is your story isn't any shorter.
It's not short. and don't use a motorcycle. Although I still love motorcycles. Anyway, well, thank you, Mark. I'm glad you're alive. We're glad we're alive.
Everybody, glad.
Everybody, I'm glad everybody's
I don't think
alive.
Steve's glad we're alive because we're running long.
The little kitty cat we heard
Oh,
about.
we got an email about somebody's cat who
We used
passed
to watch
away.
the show with them. We're sorry.
We're so sorry. That's
Okay,
never
yeah.
fun. But thank you, Matt. If you or Mark, if you want to send in an email, please feel free to do so. fans@totallyradshow.com.
Also send us backgrounds at fans@totallyradshow.com, just like our friend Avenwell.
That's
who
right.
Kicks all the bottom.
He kicks all the bottom. And before we get into our total train of things that we'd like to tell you about, 2 new things. One, we're nominated for a Webby.
Yeah,
Dude,
well,
Fisties.
We already announced that.
We announced that last week, but that's cool.
We're still nominated, and you can still help by voting for the Webby. You can go to totallyradshow.com, click on the link, it'll take you directly to where you need to vote.
Cool.
Which is awesome. 2, the PSP thing's got us thinking, right? PSP thing's got us thinking.
Right. Tell 'em.
We have advertisers. We love our advertisers. The advertisers allow us to produce this show. But we're not getting rich off this thing. We don't have very much money to do other fun things we want to do for the show. An example, the PSPs. We couldn't buy the PSPs for ourselves based on
Well,
the
we wanted to
production
go
money.
to New York Comic Con.
We want to go to New York Comic Con.